Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind. And I know I said on Monday that I was not going to be able to hit... Whoops, hold on, I got my monitor turned on here.
And I know I said on...
Sorry about that, guys. Been a while since I've made that mistake. Anyways, like I was saying, I know I said on Monday that I wouldn't be able to hit 900 million by today. But things just went really well during the week, surprisingly. And here I am, I'm looking at my numbers, and I'm at 896 million, so just 4 million away. And I've got a Cayo ready to go, I've got a nightclub sale ready to go, got a bunker ready to go, which is on double money this week, so it's like 300 some thousand for each one of those. And here's the kicker, I've got 5 large warehouses with 80 crates or more each ready to go, so that's like probably like $10 million. Oh, and I've got the safes to do too. So I'm going to start off with the usual stuff. I'm going to go get my spin out of the way, my lucky wheel spin. Still trying to get that mystery prize and get the slam van. That is probably never ever going to happen, but we'll see. See what we can do here. And come on, mystery prize. Come on. You can do it. I actually don't want the car that's on the podium, so we'll see. Watch, I end up winning that. Nope, not going to get that either. Oh, great, clothing. It's like the thing I can't stand the most. It's like the most useless thing to me. I'm not a real big clothing guy. Especially not just like the random clothes in this game. So anyways, I'm going to collect my safes and going to get started in the Casaca. Will go knock out the Cayo Perico. It's not a real, it's not a special Cayo. It's just, well, what do you always get these days? Tequila, basically. But I think there are 2 Cocos in the secondaries, and at least with the upgraded pricing to the secondaries, I think a lot of times tequila can be like 1.5 million. We'll see in a minute when we go there. I forget actually if I actually have 2 Cocos, but I do know the primary is tequila. We'll see that in a moment here. I got to get my money out of my agency safe, my arcade safe, and I should probably swing by the nightclub too, and if there's money in that safe, and maybe do a Marcel mission just to keep the popularity at 100%. We will see. Oh, I hope everyone had a good week. I know I did. Work was nice, and now I've got the weekend off. Hold on a second here. So the world of GTA is abuzz with the update about to come out. The drug wars, or whatever they're calling it. It's clearly going to be an acid business. Like they don't actually say that, or at least the stuff that I've seen so far hasn't actually said that. But everything they say, they keep using words like, you know, one trip at a time and stuff. And when you're talking about drugs, not that I do them, but when you're talking about drugs, and if you say tripping, that's a term that was commonly used for acid, and they keep hinting at hallucinogenics too, which, you know, that could be mushrooms, but I think it's going to be acid is probably going to be what the business is. We'll see. That's probably not going to have much effect on the grind because we're going to be finishing it this month anyway, so won't be around long enough to have any effect on that. And I suspect it's probably not going to be any better than like Cayo or anything anyways. So let's just make sure. Do I got all my ammo? I mean, I don't use this loadout on Cayo Perico anyway, but just want to make sure I have everything before I get going here. Homing launcher, really? See, that's an example of you come back in the game and for some reason all your ammo from one of your guns is gone. Sticky bomb was legit. I did use one. And okay, there we go. Arcade's not even maxed out. It's only at 85,000, but still gotta go clear that out. It's kind of weird. I would have thought it would have been at 100. Trying to remember when I collected it last. Obviously, I didn't AFK long enough to get to 100. Let's see. But anyways, back to the update, the DLC everyone's going on about. I'm not really too keen on it so far. I mean, it's another business to run, I guess. If it can be another like decent source of income, then fine. But if it's going to be like the biker businesses or anything like that, and it seems kind of like in that direction, doesn't it? Like it seems to be kind of out in Sandy Shores kind of based. At least a lot of the pictures we've been seeing for it have been. And there's like the Lost MC seems to be involved. I'm guessing that'll be the enemy to your business. They're probably competitors, but the whole thing seems to kind of have like a biker vibe. I don't think it's going to be a biker business. I think it'll be its own. Boy, that would be something, wouldn't it? If it's another biker business, like a sixth one being added. But I think it is going to be standalone, and I don't know. We'll see what the payouts are like. You guys know I'm really not down with the biker businesses at all. Even when they're on double money, I don't even like to do them because, well, I'm a solo player. If I were playing with other people and we could do like sell missions with multiple people selling, then that would be different. But I like to play solo mostly for when I'm grinding. And so the biker businesses have never been that friendly to solo. You get too many vehicles, and man, you get stuck with those post-op trucks. You get 2 of them, which is like the smallest you can get. And that's not totally true. If you sell after only half of a product bar, well then you can get 1. But you know what I mean. You buy 1 full set of supplies, you will get 2 post-op trucks if that's the mission you get, and that can take a half hour to complete on its own. Oh, yep, we got a Marcel mission here for popularity. What is the safe at here? Only 50. No big deal. I did collect this earlier tonight, actually. So I've never been a fan of the biker businesses. And so if this new acid business is just going to be like another one of those, well, then I'm not going to be interested. Now, if it works like the bunker business, well, then that's cool. And if the payouts are pretty good, then that's cool. We'll see what it is after it comes out. I found it interesting that they're going to be tripling the payouts of the permanently of the airplane business. What is it? The hangar business. Sorry, the one you have with Ron. Oh, Ron's involved in the new acid business too, by the way. But I find it interesting that they're going to be tripling those payouts permanently. You guys may remember back in the summertime, they ran a triple money special on it for the week. And I did try to use that as part of the grind. Maybe it wasn't even the summer. Maybe it was before that. Maybe it was like back in like April. Maybe like April or May. Anyways, even at triple money, the hangar business didn't seem to be worth the time for some of it. It really just, that business never, oh, look at this. As soon as I pick it up, it hits again, the 50 grand. Oh, man, I won't get a Marcel mission now either. I should probably just leave it. Well, whatever. I'm going to get it. We'll see what happens. I don't think it'll give me another Marcel mission this quickly. I think I have to wait 48 minutes. No big deal. No big deal. Let's, could have just waited 1 more minute, You know what I can do? If I want to max out that popularity, I can just change the DJ. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll go get started. But anyways, so they ran triple money on the hangar business earlier this year. And even with the triple money, and I tried to use it and tried to, integrate it into the grind, and it just still wasn't worth it time-wise. We don't actually have that big of a sale here. 810,000. Usually it's over 1 million. Anyways, let's change resident DJ. We'll go back to Solomon, and that'll top out my popularity again, so I don't have to worry about it for the next one. So even with them tripling that hangar money permanently, I still feel like it probably won't be worth it. Now, one thing that's going to be a little different is after I hit the $1 billion, I'm not going to be so focused on the money anymore. Move my mic down here a little bit. So maybe I will like take some time and maybe like get to learn the business a little bit better or something, you know, exploring different things in the game. In fact, that brings up the question. Since we're hitting 900 million tonight, we definitely will. I can tell you that. I absolutely know that I'll be hitting the billion this month. And hold on a second. Let's clear my messages from my OCD. I don't know why I'm about to jump session to my Kasaka. I really don't need to do this. Oh well, I did. Let's deposit this cash before we get started. And then I'll get back to that billion, what I was talking about. There we go, 897. Look at that, man. 3 million away. So, here. Change my session options to the Kasaka. Find new session. And let's knock out a Cayo. So, so I'll definitely hit the billion this month. I mean, obviously, notwithstanding unknown circumstances that can happen, life does happen, you know. But assuming everything stays normal, I will definitely be hitting the billion this month. Now, after I hit the billion, my plan is to grind up probably like an extra 100 or 200 million, so I get to like 1.1, 1.2 billion, and then that way I'll be able to buy whatever I want and not like dip back down under a billion. I always want to be. How many digits is 10 digits? I guess not. Yeah, because 9 digits was 100 million. So yeah, I always want to be 10 digits. So I'll probably grind up to like 1.2 billion and then just start buying everything that I want to buy. And I'll always keep myself, you know, 100 to 200 million over at that point. But grinding won't really be the focus at that point anymore. So what I'll probably do is start exploring the game a little more. And here's a shocking thought. Probably start exploring other games other than GTA as well. So start having a little bit of variety in my gaming. This grind has really taken a lot more time than I ever thought that it would. We do have 2 Cocos, but one's at North Dock and one's at the airport. Can I look more closely at the map? Map. Can I zoom in? Yeah, I'm trying to see that Coco at the North Dock. Is that on the left side? Because I know there's 3 spots there. Or is that... Yeah, I think it's on the left side. Well, all right. We'll see when we get there. All right, let's do it. We'll figure it out. Actually, I'm gonna restart my Spotify. It's getting a little messy. Let's do this real quick. Spotify. Why is it installing Spotify? Every time I run Spotify, it says it's installing it. Why? It's already installed. All right. There we go. Started it over. All right. So we'll figure out that Coco when we get there. I think it's going to be on the left side of the North Dock. So we'll start off at North Dock. And the rest really doesn't matter. Especially not the escape point, because I swim away. Every time. Man, you guys know how many times I've done this? I think I have literally done Cayo Perico over 500 times, probably. Especially if you add in like the other accounts too, where I did it a lot. You know, my other accounts, I had like a couple 100 million also. And a lot of it was Cayo. Actually, my PC character was not mostly Cayo. He had been up around 250 million. I should log back in sometime. It's on Steam. He had around 250 million, but he was actually mostly Nightclub and Bunker and what's it called? CEO vehicle exports. Was because that was more the old school grind for that guy. Don't want to run aground here. Yeah, okay, Coco's on the left side here. Good, 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 good. Oh, this is going to drift back out on me. Oh, well. Just want to make sure I don't get seen by this one guard. This guy's a little funky. He doesn't show up on the radar until you get closer. There he is. I see him, actually. He's walking. I saw his head, I thought. Let's see. Yeah, there he is. Can I get him? Got him. And take this out. So we'll get this Coco, and then we'll fly up to the airstrip, and we'll get the other one. The other one's in a real easy place. Which one is Coco? Yeah, here it is. Feels weird to start on this side of the North Dock, because usually when I come here, I go to the other side. All right, so we got that Coco. And here we go. And we'll head over to the airstrip now. And a big thanks to, I think it was Donald that told me at the airstrip. I'm not going to have to use it this time, but if you're not going to the big hangar building, but if you're going to like across the way to like the little shack where the other stuff is, and there's those two guys out front that I used to kind of stress over because they're facing each other and looking in both directions. And I used to try to use my sniper and take them both out with one shot, like one headshot through both of them. He pointed out that you don't actually have to take those guys out. If you sneak in from the side, they don't even see you, and you can just take out the camera and the guy back there. So kudos to him for teaching me that. In this case, we're not even going to have to worry about it. I'm going to... So funny, watch the radar. You'll see this guy who's walking in front of the building. I'm literally just going to kind of circle around behind him and then pop him. These guys are so... Oh, you kidding me? Look at me bragging. Did I set him off? I did. Oh, crap, guys. All right. Yeah. Me bragging was not a good idea. I killed it. All right. Well, good thing we weren't too far into it. The worst thing is the worst thing to have happen out there is to be all the way through the compound, like have gotten all the I'm not having a stroke here. The worst thing is to get all the way through the secondary targets at the docks, get to the compound, get all the way through the compound, get outside the compound gate, and there's that one guy with the motorcycle I like to take to jump in the water. I've screwed up on that guy before and had to redo the entire thing. So at least we were only a little bit into it this time. But right as I'm bragging about it too, look how easy this is, guys. Look how this guy doesn't see me. Boom, he sees me. All right, let's try this again, and I'll be a little more humble this time. Can't believe that. Always on stream too. I could do this, over and over off stream and never screw it up. That's not true, actually. I've screwed it up off stream probably more often than I have on stream. All right, we're going to North Dock. It's just you would think after doing it as many times as I have that I could do that without screwing up. All right, let's try this again. I hope I set that correctly. I hope you guys were entertained by my screw up. I was. Cracks me up. Always good to be humble, All right, here we go again. Same pattern, but this time I might actually circle around that hangar building the other way, go behind it, and come around the other side so that guy is never looking at me in the first place, because there's really no guards back there. It's all just like harmless NPCs back there. So yeah, I might try that this time. We'll see. It might be but you know, I've done it the other way so many times without a problem. I don't know what happened there. I guess I just ran into his view or something. Oh well. So this guy, yeah, you see him walking there, but he's not on the radar yet, which annoys me. There he is. Okay. So we'll pop him, take out the 2 cameras. Why there's 2 there, I don't know. It's a glitch they will never fix. I don't know if this is a glitch either. I know I've said this before, that the fact that if you shoot that lever right there, then the door stays open. Because if you don't shoot that lever, and if you just hit that lever, the gate won't stay open, because they want 2 people to get in here. In fact, Pavel even says something to that effect when you come up to this, that, you know, that's open, but you need 2 people. But if you shoot it, it'll stay open. And again, I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's just something Rockstar intended, that, hey, yeah, there's a secret way to do it solo. It would be a little unusual for them to, like, be solo friendly. They usually want to make everything a million times harder. So, all right. That's the other thing I wonder with the new acid business. Is it going to be solo friendly? I mean, lately it seems like they've been doing stuff that's solo friendly. But it kind of makes me fear that we're a little overdue for some unfriendly stuff from them. I guess nerfing Cayo was about as unfriendly as it could get. I mean, that has drastically slowed down my grind. We would have been done with this already if the summer DLC hadn't nerfed Cayo. All right. So this time, not going to be so cocky. Going to go around the back. A lot of brush back here. All right, waiting for this guy to make his turn. There he goes. Okay, these guys I don't have to worry about. And now I'll just run up behind this guy and pop him. There we go. Done. See, it's normally not that hard. I don't know, he spotted me. Oh, I gotta go upstairs for the cocoa. Which is fine. Okay. Has Rockstar given an official date on the DLC yet? I know TGG was saying that he thinks it'll be like the 13th or whatever, with the next week's, you know, when this week's events expire and the updates drop Wednesday night next week. He's thinking that's going to be when the DLC hits. Maybe. They don't always do that, though. We'll see. If not next week, then certainly the week after. I want to say the agency. Man, is it really? Like, it seems like the agency's been around for so long, but it's only been a year. I feel like that's been in the game forever, but it really hasn't. So last year when the agency hit, did it hit like maybe like the 22nd or something, I want to say? I remembered it being a little bit later in the month than that. Yeah, whatever. It's not going to affect me too much one way or the other. I'm probably not going to spend too much time on it because I'm going to be very focused on finishing out this grind. And where is my boat? Ah, there he is. I wish they would put this boat on the radar, but they don't. All right, come on, get in. There we go. I have, on occasion, come back to this boat and found it undrivable. Like, it broke, basically, against the shore while I was away, and now you can't get in it and drive it. So you end up having to steal one of these from these guys. they're not actually guards, these guys out on these boats. Like, they're kind of like, they're the equivalent of NPC traffic in the roads in the city. You can crash into them. They basically say the same stuff. They act like normal NPCs. And like NPCs, they like to get in your way. Look at that. Those two collided with each other. So I'm going to have to focus on the pattern when I get in the compound, because the only thing about going to both the North Dock and the airport is it cuts into your time a little bit. And you got to finish in 15 minutes. I actually failed at that one time last week, one of my heists. I came in at 15 minutes and like 20 seconds or 19 seconds or something. Just missed it by like 20 seconds. And the reason I missed it was really stupid too. I had been screwing around at the airport trying some different patterns in there, and so it just really it didn't work out. I ended up taking too long. I'm not too worried about this one. I should come in under 15 minutes, no problem. But I don't want to waste too much time in the compound here, so I'm going to try to really focus on the pattern and just blast through it. This is probably the hardest part for me. This stupid guiding this thing with my thumb. You guys know I'm an old man. I've got no dexterity in my thumbs anymore. This is a lot easier to do with a mouse, I'll tell you that. Alright, here we go. This is where the real timing starts. I've been trying a slightly new pattern by the middle part. Rather than going left immediately and taking that one guy out through the railing where I shoot upward at him, I've been going around the other way and taking the guy out by the gate first, and then coming around and getting that guy. I'll show you in a second here. Also, I've discovered that no matter how fast I run, I've never seemed to be able to get around this corner where the, what's it called, sees me. The Juggernaut sees me. Because I used to wait for the Juggernaut to make his turn there before I came around that corner, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. Now this guy... Got him. So here's the difference. Usually I stop... Hey, I got the gate key. Usually I stop and shoot that guy through that railing up there. But instead I'm coming around this way. Popping this guy from behind here. Usually I did him second. And now come over and get this guy that I normally shoot up through that railing. And it feels a little easier because shooting through that railing is sometimes I screw that up a little bit. So anyway, not a big difference. It's just those two guys I'm doing in opposite order and going the other way around the building. But I feel like it does get done a little bit quicker that way. So we're at let's just say we're at 540. So there was about 50 grand in there. Not a great office safe, to be honest. I've been getting like 90 and 100 grand a lot lately in the office safe, 90, 95,000. This one was about 50. So we picked up the gate key on that one guy. So let's get in there and get our tequila, which is all we ever get anymore too. I don't even track Cayo anymore. I was going to start tracking to see, well, how often do you get tequila? I can already tell you it's like 90% of the time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, tequila is like almost always the primary now. Especially if you do it a lot like I do. All right. Let's go grab it. And I think we're still good on time. I think we'll probably come in around like 12 or 13 minutes probably. Just got to get this and get out. So 4 cycles, as always. There's 1. There's 2. Cycle number 3. And 1 more here. There we go. Let's get out of here. So, after I screwed up the first attempt on this one, I was telling you guys that there is a worse place to screw up than at the beginning like that. I'll show that to you in a moment here. I could actually probably run up and beat that guy, but I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to wait. I'm watching the radar. 2 things I like to see. The one guy who's walking by the gate right now, I wait for him to turn around and head the other way. And then the Juggernaut, which is kind of behind me, I want him to turn right. There he goes. And I don't want him to get stuck. Sometimes if the Juggernaut gets stuck there, he'll turn back around to right himself, and then he'll see you here and set everything off. And he melts you like instantly too if he sees you. So there we go. I played it safe, you know. Truth is, when I came out of that gate, I probably could have just climbed right up there and ran to this gate and gone. But better to just play it safe. Because then if I do get caught, I'll have to restart the whole thing again. So this is what I was talking about. I have screwed it up here. I've run up to this guy and I hit the wrong button. And rather than popping him, I jumped on the motorcycle and he immediately killed me. And I had to redo the entire stupid heist. Anyways. So even when you think you got it beat, you can still lose. There we go. Nice jump. Sure didn't feel good on the landing though. So we'll just wait for the escape Cayo Perico text at the bottom there to disappear. And as soon as it does, we're done. It did disappear. I know Pavel's words are over it. There we go. So we are all done. The Cayo is set. I won't be able to do it for another 2 hours. 2 hours, 24 minutes actually, till I can start another one. All right. So where we were at, what, 897? So this will take us to like 898 and a half or something like that. And since my nightclub is actually not maxed out, there we go, 1244. Not bad on the time. And we're going to walk away with 1.489 here after we get the Elite Challenge. Since my nightclub is not maxed out yet on the product, I'm going to give that a little more time, actually. And I'll probably do that last. And I will go knock out my bunker sale real quick, though. So all my agents got crates going. Man, I wish we could skip these cutscenes. I really do. I feel so impatient sitting here waiting through these. So let's see where we're at now. Let me actually call for my Mark II real quick. And I'm also going to change my settings. So we're at 898 and a half, basically. So we're 1.5 million off. Let's go ahead and knock out the bunker real quick, just so we can get that cycling again too. I usually do the bunker right after Cayo, because the length of time of the cooldown between them is pretty similar now at this point. If I do my bunker sale right after a Cayo, And if I purchase the product, you know, as I do my bunker sale like I always do, then after Cayo comes back and I cycle through it, the bunker will always be ready to sell again. Probably some point during my Cayo prep is when it actually becomes, but I just kind of keep those two kind of linked to each other. So I like to do Cayo and then bunker. And then we'll start hitting all those warehouse sales because we got massive warehouse sales to do. I probably should have gone and started my agents actually before this. Oh, well, I'm here. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do this. I found over time, since they implemented the agents for the warehouses, that I can usually get a warehouse sale for all 5 about once per week. And that's, you know, like I usually do 80 crates, so it's like 1.5 million per. So it's like 7.5 million per week from crates. And a little more than that too, because they also get those special items. Look at this double money on the bunker, man. This is like 345,000 profit on this. But those agents also get those little special items too, like the golden minigun and the diamond and all that stuff. Oh, looks like it's going to be the truck, isn't it? Yes, it is. At least this version of the Phantom Wedge has bulletproof tires. Okay, expect law enforcement to get... I own the Phantom Wedge that I used for Cayo setup, and that one does not have bulletproof tires. And the stupid police van that puts out the spike strips on the road gets me every time with it, but you don't have to worry about it with this one. It's kind of weird to me that like your personally owned Phantom Wedge can't have bulletproof tires, because I've tried, you can't even add it. It's not even an option. That seems weird to me. Like, of all vehicles, this one should have bulletproof tires. But of course, what it means is if you're in a public lobby with people and there's somebody like, you know, being a jerk with one, running around, you know, messing everyone up with it, it's pretty easy to end their fun. You just shoot out their tires and then the thing becomes useless pretty much. This truck does not do well on rims. So I didn't actually look to see where the drop-off is. Well, it's fine. I'll just follow the radar for the most part. I don't know if I can slip through those trees with this thing. A lot of times, like in a car or on a motorcycle, I'll slip through the trees. Oh, by the way, I know I haven't been doing it on stream because I usually do it the night they become available. But ever since I put the HSW update on that, on my Hakachu drag, I've been able to do the time trials so much more easily now. You guys may remember a few weeks back, or actually, I guess it was before Halloween, actually, because I took pretty much all of November off. Between being sick and the dog stuff. But you may remember then a few months ago that I had some trouble with the, oh, it's going to be over at the airport, I think, or maybe on Elysian Island. Well, we'll see in a minute. Got to get on the freeway, though. I had some trouble with those time trials, especially even just the normal one. Like I wasn't even trying the HSW time trial because I didn't have any vehicles with HSW upgrades on them. So I was trying just the regular time trial, and even my maxed out Shitaro, like couldn't, like I would miss it by like a second or 2 seconds on some of them. I could make it sometimes after a few tries, but it was really hard. And somebody suggested I really go ahead and get the HSW updates and then try. So I took my Hakachi drag, I put those HSW updates on it, and not kidding, I almost never fail the time trials now. Won't say that I never do, but I almost never do. It's usually a lot easier now, especially the HSW time trials themselves seem to be really generous with the time. Like I can usually beat them by like 30 seconds if they're not a real short one, you know what I mean? If it's one that's like power time of like 3 minutes, I can usually do it in like 2 minutes and 30. So I don't really do those on stream because I tend to do them on nights that I'm not streaming, but I may may revisit that again before too long. If you don't do those every week, you should. It's an easy 350 grand, which isn't a lot, but it's just something different to do. You know what I mean? Get out of the monotony of the normal grind. All right. So, all right, I'm going to try to call for my Mark II here, but I don't have a lot of luck with it. Seems like when I call for it here, it usually appears way far away across the water. Yeah, and it did. So I'm going to go with my buzzard instead. That seems to appear right by me. It might be different if I were like an MC president and called for the Mark II as my MC president ride. That maybe it would spawn by me then. But what I'm going to do is I am going to set the agents in motion, and then I'm going to go do the sales for the warehouses, because we are at 800, just about 899 million. Right now we're 898.9. So we're just a million off. I hope it's going to let me call for my Mark II when I get here, because I just called for it before I spawned this helicopter. You know, there's like a cooldown between how often you can do that. All right, let's see. Okay, like 10 seconds. No problem, I can wait for that. So I'm going to set the agents in motion at all the warehouses for all 5, and then I'm going to swing back through them and do the sales. I'm not going to bother with... Hey, what's going on? I know in the past I would do like a 3-crate purchase first for each one, just to get a few more crates on it. I'm not going to bother with that tonight. I just want to sell these things out, and I already did get them all up to 80 anyway. That's usually just to get them up to 80 from 77. So I usually stop at 77. Anything over 77 crates is when you start running the risk of getting raided and losing crates. So I already had everyone at 80 or better, so we should be good to just start selling after this. I'm actually, heaven help me, starting to like the crate stuff a little bit, because I've been doing it so much more ever since the update. I know a lot of people swore by crates for a long time. I always thought they were tedious. When CEO was like the best option for money making, I always went with the vehicle warehouse stuff instead. I thought, to me, it seemed like a more efficient way of doing things. You just get your 80 grand, you know, per high-end car. I had it down pretty good. I used to use the cargo bob to deliver, even sometimes to source. What's funny about that is it's not like that's any less valuable than it was. It's still worth the same that it was, you know, 3-4 years ago. It's just with the addition of the payphone hits, I feel like the payphone hits have kind of replaced the CEO vehicle export, because it's actually a little bit more money and it's the same 20-minute cooldown, and there's less time spent, because for the CEO vehicle, yeah, you can do it every 20 minutes, but in between you need to go do a source mission too and get the car. And, you know, I used the same trick everyone did. My favorite vehicle was the X80 Proto for vehicle export. So I would basically have all the, you know, all the low end, all the mid range, and then all the high end cars except the X80 Proto. And then the next source mission was guaranteed to be that, and then I would sell that, and then I would always be guaranteed to get that over and over. but the amount of time you spend between sourcing it and selling it for the 80 grand, and that's assuming, by the way, I say 80 grand, but that's really the max that you could earn. That assumes you took no damage during the source and no damage during the sell. Now, I usually didn't take any damage during the sell mission because, like I said, I used Cargo Bob, but a lot of those sourcing missions, man, there's no way to avoid taking damage. The NPC guys who are guarding the car, they come after you, they shoot the car, they do damage to it. So my rule of thumb for that was, as long as the damage on the sourcing mission stayed under 5 grand, then I was happy with that. But sometimes, man, it would get really bad sometimes, depending on how the mission went. Can't even imagine doing that in a public lobby with other people. They would make it even worse. That's why even before they enabled doing this stuff in invite-only lobbies, I would always do stuff in private, in solo public lobbies, you know, and I would use my firewall to block the ports and prevent that. Prevent other consoles from being able to talk to me. But the summer update has really removed the need for that. So, all right. I've got my agents all in motion. We're here, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the sales right now. And this sale will actually put me over 900 million, by the way. So let's go. Come on, give me the boat. Give me the tugboat. Nope, it's Strux.
Ready to go, boss. The goods are loaded and ready to be taken to the drop-off. Look out for hijackers and get this deal done.
I seem to get trucks a fair amount, which is fine. There's a number of different versions of it. Obviously, the cell missions I have the most trouble with are the planes, especially if they glitch out. You know, you've got the one mission where after 4 drops, it just doesn't work anymore. You have to jump sessions and lose a few crates. Like there's stuff like that. But not only that, just sometimes the plane missions can really go south depending on what's happening. I will say I prefer, if I have a plane mission, I do prefer the Titan over the whatever the Cuban, whatever that little plane is. I think the Titan is a better plane. But even it, I mean, it's really like unwieldy and clumsy and stuff in the air. It's so huge. Where are we going? Where's this drop off? Is it down there by the airport area, kind of? I feel like we would have been better off jumping down that little ramp, dirt ramp thing, to over to the other, on the other side of Maze Bank Arena. Well, you know what? I'm gonna follow the GPS for this one, and once I know where it is, I may adjust. Yeah, now that I see where it is, yeah, we would have been better off going the other way around. The GPS doesn't know how to do that for whatever reason. So we would have been better off going around the other side of Maze Bank Arena and then going down that ramp. That ramp that's so fun to jump, going in the other direction. This one is what? Is it behind? Behind the auto shop. Let's see. Behind LSC. Seems like it wants me to go around back. I guess we'll see in a moment here. Really? You know, I feel like I've seen this before. And I feel like... Do I have to go through the fence? Let's see. No, it's not in here. It is... See, the GPS sucks so bad, man. It really does. Can we get through anywhere here? I don't know that we can. No, I'm going to have to like turn around and go back out and then go around. Okay. Well, that was, can I? I saw it broke that. I can't get over that, can I? Yeah, I guess I can. I mean, if I get stuck, I can always use my atom gun, whatever. Up and atom. There we go. Okay, well, that was better. See, all right. Well, now I have a better idea where this drop-off is at. This is, that GPS is just complete crap, isn't it? And I'm going to actually... I don't think I can get my oppressor back here. I'll try. It's going to be kind of like the other thing, I think. If it goes out on the road, then... Let's see. Oh, jeez. Look where I put it, man. Put it over like by the entrance to the airport. Okay. Well, we're going to get the buzzard again. I don't know why that... Sorry, what am I missing? Oh, there he is. I don't know why that Mark II, like the spawns are so terrible on it. Like it can't spawn next to you. There's so many areas over in this part where when you spawn the Mark II, it literally spawns like across the water or like just like miles and miles away. It's unreal to me. I'm also kind of amazed when I call for the mechanic to, or how about this? When you call for it and it says, you're not by a suitable road. Okay. It's a flying bike. I could land it like on top of these bridge supports if I wanted to. What do you mean? You don't need to be on a suitable road for the Mark II. That thing should be spawnable right by you pretty much wherever you are almost. With very few exceptions. But it seems like it's limited. The delivery of it is limited kind of the same way like a car is, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Again, maybe if I were an MC and spawning it that way, maybe that would make a difference. But it doesn't. There's not a lot of logic to the way that thing spawns in. Of course, I could make an entire video about things in this game that don't really fit logic. I was doing a crate mission for a single crate earlier, like yesterday or something. When I was topping these guys out, these warehouses at 77. And so I was doing a single crate mission, sourcing mission. And I'm going to go this way to come over there. Although the traffic might make this a bad route. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. So anyway, I was doing a single crate source mission. And it's the one where you get ambushed. And I'm thinking to myself, there's like 20 guys waiting for me at this crate. And I have to kill basically all of them and then take the crate. And I'm thinking to myself, is that really a logical mission for this? Are 20 guys all willing to die for a $2,000 crate? Like it seems a little off balance to me. Like again, though, I understand it's a video game and you're not going to get logic in this anyways. But you could make a whole video just about all the illogic. As a matter of fact, Tylarius didn't he have a series called Rockstar Logic or something like that? I want to say I've seen that before. Just the ridiculous 20 guys willing to throw their lives down for a $2,000 crate. I don't see it. All right, so this time when we get over here, now that I know where it is, I'm not going to mess around with that stupid GPS. I think I can go back either way, but this way is probably easier. I want to say there's a way back over by the LS Customs also. Should be it. Yep, it is. And I'm not even going to waste my time with the Mark II. I'm just going to go right to the buzzard here. You know, I didn't even notice that there was a delivery bonus on this mission. I just noticed it right now. I don't really care. I think, what is it, like $9,000 or something? I'm selling $1.5 million worth of merchandise. I'm not going to worry about $9,000 for the truck to be in good condition. But I didn't notice that until right now, actually. It's because I don't listen to the phone call from the secretary. She actually does explain it at the beginning. One more truck. And this is going to put us over the 900 million mark too, by the way. It's going to be nice. $899 million. And I still got four more warehouses to sell, plus the nightclub. We're going to blast right past that 900 million mark tonight. And the cool thing is I work next week, my normal work schedule. But then after that, I am off until after the new year for holiday. So I'm going to have several weeks to just absolutely focus on, well, I'm also going to watch my college football bowl games. That's actually the main reason for the vacation. Well, the holidays and the bowl games, it's kind of my thing. But I'm going to have a lot of time to really like grind way more than I normally would through those last couple weeks of December. And that's why I'm so confident that we will be hitting the billion by New Year's. So just in the next few weeks here, we'll definitely be hitting it. Man, I may as well try to get this bonus down to 0. Down to 1,300. Get it down to $1. Now I'm hitting stuff just for the sake of hitting it. Where's the ramp thing? Here it is. Down to 600. Down to 177. Down to $1. We're down to $1. Nice. Actually, I think that might be like the minimum. I don't think you can get to 0. Yeah, so I'm doing damage. I guess that's their funny thing. You can get down to $1. Cute Rockstar. Very cute. And I want to say you can go in this way too. Maybe it will be a little faster from this side. We've got this little alleyway in here next to LSC. Yeah, that was quicker this way. Wish I had done that the other times. I mean, it's not a big difference, but... All right, guys. 1.5 million. Call for my buzzard. And let's go ahead and deposit this, actually. There we go, man. 900,444,000. So we have crossed the $900 million threshold, and now we're just going to blast right past it with these other warehouses and the nightclub sale still too, which will hopefully be closer to $1 million when we get back to it after all the warehouses. So I guess we will head up to... That was the Cypress warehouse. I'm going to do the wholesale furniture one next. So once we hit the $1 billion, I'll probably take all of these streams that were dedicated to the $1 billion grind and I'll put them in a playlist on the channel. And then there won't really be... See, I think the $1 billion grind was a good way to start. Like in YouTube, I learned a lot from doing these. Learned a lot about, well, first of all, I'm not nervous to talk on a mic anymore. But I will say that it took a lot longer than I thought it would take. when people used to ask me at the beginning, when do you think you'll be done with it? I used to say, oh, by end of August. Now, there were a couple mitigating factors that came into play. One was like back in April, I got interrupted right off the bat with between my dad and my father-in-law having like a lot of health problems, and my wife and I were spending a lot of time at the hospital as they were going through various surgeries. So that did delay things back then. But then, things got on track through like May and June. But then we hit the summer DLC and they nerfed Cayo. Oh, sweet. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab my... Mark II. Okay, lady, I know it. Sweet, we got the tugboat one, which is awesome. All right, get the Mark II. So anyways, through May and June and July and stuff, of course, things started to pick up and we started really moving on it, and I didn't have any major interruptions after that. Not a lot of them anyways. But then the summer DLC hit and they nerfed Cayo, and that, slowed things down a lot. For one thing, we couldn't grind Cayo the way we used to. And for another thing, I had to figure out like a new grind, what to do with the 2 hours and 24 minutes, in between Cayos. And that took a little bit of time to figure out. I've got it nailed down now. I played around with the agency, with the Dre mission and stuff. And, that's not a bad way to go. But it takes me anyways too long to do. I don't know how, like, I see people like Poobarama doing it in like an hour and 20 minutes, and I can't seem to finish it that fast. I don't know how he does it. And I've watched his video playthrough. It just takes me longer to do that stuff. But at any rate, for me, having some trouble hitting these guys. That I'll say also the nerfing of the missiles on the Mark II. It pretty much did nothing to hurt griefers, pretty much, because griefers, when you grief someone in a Mark II, you're griefing them in their vehicle usually, and this thing can still hit cars, pretty easily, but the nerfing of the rockets definitely affected grinders because it's just not as effective against these enemies as it used to be because the missiles can't turn the way they used to be able to. So again, typical Rockstar fashion, they nerf the Mark II, everyone gets excited, but it turns out to actually only hurt grinders and not so much griefers. Typical Rockstar crap. Anyways, but I had to figure out that new the new grind, what I was going to do in between my Cayo Pericos now, because I used to be able to do a Cayo and 10 minutes later I could launch another one and just get right back into it. So and I have figured that out now, and it's basically a cycle of every 48 minutes I will do the agents for the warehouses to build up the crates, and then I will also do the ammunition sale, and then I will do the mixed goods sale out of my CEO warehouse. And then since the mixed goods sale always ends at the docks, then I'll launch a payphone hit from there. And then usually at that point, I could do VIP, but I've found that actually it's better to go over to my biker clubhouse and launch life and death bikes, which I can usually finish in under 10 minutes, anywhere from 6 minutes to 9 minutes, typically, depending on which version of it is. And you pull about 75 grand from there. So I can usually finish 2 or 3 of those before it's time to do a payphone hit again. And I'll just keep cycling those until 48 minutes is up and it's time to do the warehouse agents again, and then the ammunition, and then the mixed goods. And we just cycle that through a few times in between Cayos. And I actually earn more money that way than if I were to run the agency Dre mission. I want to say I can clear over $2 million in that time between Cayos, doing that cycle that I just described. Plus, not only do I clear like the $2 million, but I'm building up crates in my warehouses also, which down the road is going to turn into a huge sale. So it's actually more than $2 million. And so anyway, it took a little while to figure all that out. But that is definitely, for me anyway, the most effective way to grind it. if you're quick at the Dre mission, and if you can finish the Dre mission the way Pubarama can, like inside of like an hour and 20 minutes, why then, yeah, you'd probably be better off doing that at that point. All right, this was an easy crate warehouse sell. Nice. And we will grab our buzzard. Wow, now that one did spawn a little bit further away. Man, you know it's bad when you can't even spawn a CEO buzzard next to you. Why couldn't it spawn that in the parking lot? It was like wide open. Oh, come on with that car. Wow. Wow, narrowly missed that. All right, well, it is time for warehouse number 3. And you know I'm going to get the plane sooner or later. There's just no way around that. Either the Cuban or the Titan. We'll see. I always dread those missions because those are the ones that give me the most trouble. All right. Well, we shall see what we get here. Hopefully not the airport, but I'm definitely due for it. I've had trucks and I've had boats. I wish they gave the boat one more often. That's the one you get the least. But of course it's the easiest one, so the percentage on that one is probably turned way down. Oops. Here we go. Let's see what we get here.
It's go time, boss. The money's in escrow. You
Yep.
get the goods to the drop-off, their lawyers give us access. We're close, boss. Real close.
All right. So here we go. It's my my feared missions. The airplane ones. We'll see what we got to do here. There's a lot of different versions of it though. Like I see multiple planes out there. I wonder if this is going to be 3 Cubans then, and I wonder if it's just going to be single. Yeah, there's only 3 deliveries to make. So okay, I know what this is going to be. You fly the Cuban to the location. There's going to be a bunch of guys waiting for you to fight you. You have to take all of them out, and then you fly the other 2 to the same spot and land. And I think there's only enemies one time. I don't think it's 3 different locations. I think it'll be the same location each time. And I think the enemies will only be there the first time. Once I take them all out, they're gone. We'll see though. We'll see in a moment. I am gonna turn off my expanded radar, just because when I'm flying the plane, I prefer to see the altimeter, see the altitude, and you can't see that in what's it called? The can't see that in the expanded radar view. So, all right. I don't think any air enemies will come after me up here. I don't think. We'll find out. Find out in a minute. Yeah, sounds like Spotify is having trouble again. I really can't adjust it right now. Not while I'm flying. Oh, it's annoying though, isn't it? Alright, let's see if I can do it. Okay. Got it turned off. Let's see if I can launch it again real quick. There we go. All right. Risky business, man. If I crashed this plane while I was doing that, I would have been really irritated with myself. I need to bind a hotkey to something that just basically kills it and restarts it. But you know what? I'm not sure how to launch Spotify and have it automatically play a certain playlist. And I like to use the playlist from Streambeats for my background music in these. Okay, so this location is kind of a pain. I want to say it's not easy to land here. Yeah, it's kind of, well, maybe it would be easier if I approached from the other way. Maybe that's, of course, you ever notice when you get these missions, it's always like ridiculously foggy out too. Like, I don't know. It seems like I get these missions, it's either nighttime or really, really foggy. Never in a clear day, clear, bright day. Which, you know, visibility. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we're going to want to. So, okay. So I think what I want to do is come down here. Okay, I really couldn't seem to stop this thing. Now I feel really exposed. Okay, let's take this guy out at least, since he was so far out. And maybe there's somewhere I can get some cover. Yeah, no, wow. All right. Kind of out in the open there and surrounded. And I would have landed like far away and sniped them, which is what I will do like at that airstrip. But right here, it just wasn't feasible. Like everything is so out in the open. And I felt like I had a really hard time landing by there too. Like there wasn't really great landing, and you can't see these guys through here, but they can see you. All right, we're okay. Last guy. All right, now I want to say we've successfully delivered one, and now it'll just be the challenge of landing at this point. And we won't have to worry about any more enemies here. Okay, we're... I swear, can this thing ever spawn near me? Like, ever? What the hell, Rockstar? I'm on a road in the middle of nowhere. You can't spawn on that road? Jeez. All right. It's getting a little stupid with this Mark II, man, and this the spawning issue. Over by the docks in the airport, it'll spawn literally across the water. Out here, I'm on an open road with all the space in the world all around me, but it doesn't spawn on that road. I have to run like a quarter of a mile over to it. Oh well. Oh well. Rockstar's amateur hour. We're all familiar with that. At least with these missions, they give you a lot of time to complete them. A half hour is basically forever to do these. And now that the enemies are taken care of, they're, you know, it's going to be a lot quicker to do these last two. I hope I'm right about that. As I remember it, you only have to deal with the enemies once. I don't think there's like a new set of enemies. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure there's not, though. Oh, I didn't deposit the cash from that second crate sale. I'm going to do that right now, actually. I wonder if I dropped any when I got killed at that delivery. Hopefully not. All right, so let me just deposit this real quick. Yep, we're at 902 million now. Just 98 million away from the billion. I am so glad we're finally getting up there. Like I said, as far as what the channel's going to do after this, I actually kind of got sidetracked when I was talking about that earlier. So once the $1 billion grind is done, I will move all of the live streams into their own playlist for the $1 billion grind. And moving forward, I'm not going to say that I'll never live stream, but it probably won't be as often as it was. Like maybe we'll do like a Friday night free roam stream, just for fun. Like if people want to come in and join the session, we can help them grind their stuff. I'm not going to be grinding really anymore, unless there's something really special I want to show or something. I'm going to focus, as far as my channel is concerned, I'm going to focus more on edited videos, like recording gameplay and doing voiceovers and actually, you know, normal gaming videos, not live streaming. It'll be a little more to the point. Obviously, each video will have a point, because that's the one thing too about live streaming this. So, like, the point of this live stream is the $1 billion grind, of course. But I realized after a couple months of it that, you know, how many more times do you guys want to watch me run Cayo, or how many more times do you guys want to watch me, you know, sell crates and stuff? And you know, it's just, I think that this long of a we've got a spammer in here. Hold on. There we go. So anyway, I don't know why you spam on this channel of all. There's like nobody here, but oh well, it is what it is. So anyways, what was I saying? I got distracted by that. Oh, about live streaming and like the point of it and stuff. So I think that the $1 billion grind was a great place to start. I really do think it was. I learned a lot doing it, and got comfortable with live streaming and you know, talking to an audience and stuff like that. Never really had a big audience so far. I think the most we ever had in stream was like 17 people or something, which obviously is very tiny. I hope this doesn't like break. Okay, good. Man, that sucked. That was a terrible landing. It's hard for me to land here. For some reason, it seems like the thing doesn't stop very well. But anyways, so I've learned a lot doing the live streams of these. But I feel like the subject matter, the $1 billion grind, was too lengthy of one in one sense too. Like I was saying, how many times do you guys really want to watch me do Cayo, you know, over and over again, or crate sales, or nightclub sales, or bunker sales? You know, it because a grind of this size is such a huge endeavor and takes so long. It is by necessity kind of repetitive in nature, and so I noticed over time, like, you know, we would usually get, like, actually tonight's kind of different. There's only like one person in here. Hi there. But you know, we usually average like 4 or 5 people to the stream, and at one point we had like 17, I think was the most we ever had, and for a little while we were getting like 10 and 11. Of course, that was at a time right after the summer DLC when everyone was very interested in, you know, well, what's the new grind meta, you know, so that this particular set of streams was actually very relevant at that point, and that's why the numbers went up, I think. But I feel like a live stream dedicated to a 9-month-long grind to $1 billion is a good place to start for like getting yourself used to it and learning the technical side of things. But I don't think it's necessarily the greatest topic for a stream. And just because by its nature, it's so lengthy and so repetitive over months and months and months, you know. Whereas if you just had a freeform stream, hey guys, we're just going to play. If you want to join the session, I'll help you guys do your stuff. You can help me do mine. We can mess around. We can do races. We can do death matches. We can just play. You know what I mean? Not have such specific goals, or maybe more short-term goals. Like we're going to do a specific heist, you know, a specific way this time. We're going to do the Doomsday heist. We're going to do the original heists, something like that, and just do like one per stream, not like all 4. You know what I mean? Or not all the Doomsday acts in a single stream, but maybe like one act per stream, that sort of thing. Like, I think that's okay to have those kind of goals, but over a long period of time, you know, a single goal over 9 months is kind of lengthy. And so like I said, I don't know how often I will live stream after I hit the billion. Not saying I never will. I might try to get the Friday night free roam going, where we literally just have fun, you know, and play in lobbies with other people, or if people, like I say, if they want to grind their stuff and they want help, they can join session, that sort of thing. But my main focus afterwards is going to be starting to create actual content, targeted videos, you know, with specific monologues about specific topics, and not long videos either, you know, keep them under 10 minutes for the most part. Well, I mean, they'll be as long as they need to be, but I'm going to try to focus on, you know, stuff that doesn't need to be all that long. So anyways, that's my thoughts moving forward about it. But first, before we even get into that, I do have to hit the billion mark. So now that we're at 900 million, though, I think we will see this wrap up in the next couple of weeks here. And it's been an amazing experience, especially an amazing learning experience for me, as far as figuring out. If you go back and look at the early streams, you'll see the changes, like in my setup and the way I do things and stuff. It's been a very educational journey for me, for sure. And I'm finally gonna have $1 billion character too, by the way, which is something I've wanted to do for years. So I think it was a good starting point, but definitely went on for a lot longer than I thought it would. What is this, like episode 54, I want to say? I think it is. I didn't think this would go over like 30 episodes. I was naive. All right, this time I'm going to try to come in from the other side, and I'm going to try to be a little lower to the ground and use that other road. My goodness, it is hard to land over here. Let's see. Maybe I can't use that road. I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't see it. I'm going to have to come in from the other side. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll circle around the radio tower. I'm going to try to soften my angle a little bit here, so I'm not like... I'll give it a good amount of space here to swing around. So I can hopefully come in at a much softer angle this time. There we go. Yeah, see, this looks a lot better now. Put my landing gear down. And you make use of the grass. All right. Much better that time. The last one, man. That was insane. Okay, we can get out of here. And, you know, I'm not even going to mess around with that Mark II. I'm going to call for the buzzard again. Well, that's the other thing that started happening with all this crate activity since the summer DLC is I've definitely leveled up a lot more. And I know crate missions.
Boss, I saw something you might be interested in. It's a special item on the Securo Serve network.
Okay, that's been glitched out lately. So this is supposedly you can go to your office and you can purchase the special item. But when I've gone to do it, it hasn't been there. It has not been available to me. So I'm going to go ahead and see if it is available. But then if it's not, I'm just going to go resume my sales. But anyway, like I was saying, the increased crate warehouse activity has definitely helped me with the level up too. So like when I started this, we were at 25 million in money. Now we're at like 904 million. I got to deposit that cash, but and we're at level 434 now. And we were at level, I want to say, like 195 when we started. So we've gained like 240 levels doing this. And a lot of those levels just came in the last few months after the summer DLC hit and the crate warehouse activity started going up so much, because you definitely get good RP for crate work for sourcing and selling missions. It's definitely good for leveling up. And I know a lot of people who, like, I want to say Yorick said when he was grinding his character up to level 2000, he was using crate warehouse source missions as the main thing for that. I want to say he was just grinding single crate source missions because you can do that the quickest and they pay like the same RP as like a 3 crate mission. You know, I feel like I should have been given the option to enter my CEO office here, coming up to this landing pad. Huh. It's not offering that to me. I'm not in a mission, am I? No. Whoa. I almost fell off there. All right. Well, let's see. I'm going to go to the computer and see if it offers it to me. But for me, in the last couple of months, this has been kind of glitched out. So she calls and says there's a special item available. I go right to my warehouse. I go right to the computer here. And when I go to source crates, it's not going to be available, or at least it hasn't been. Maybe they fixed it. Let's see. Special cargo. Warehouse map. Yeah, see? Oh, no, special item. It is there. Okay. Okay, well. I'll go ahead and use logistics. I'll buy the special item. Be a little detour in the middle of all this. So, okay, wow. Well, they fixed it. Before, when a couple months ago, when I was trying this, I would come in here and do this, and when I would go there, it would just have the regular options available, you know, 1 crate, 2 crate, 3 crate. It didn't have the special item available before. So it looks like they've fixed that, which is good, because that was broken. So where is it?
Well, this is certainly unusual. A 24-karat gold 6-barrel machine gun. Used to belong to a Colombian. Now it belongs to us. If there's a market for this thing anywhere, it's in Los Santos. Collect from the GPS point and bring to the warehouse.
Okay. So that's the one thing about the warehouse agents is they kind of replace this, because they do get special items too, and actually pretty frequently, it seems like, too. More frequently than I would have thought they would. So I don't do these too often. So, okay, law enforcement seized it. Which way are they going? I can't tell. There they are. Let's see if I can get enough shots on them before they start moving. Probably not. Basically, you got to open fire on these things. You don't want to get run over either. You want to keep on opening fire until they get out. There they go. They got out. Good deal. Unfortunately, the NPC cars are going to make things difficult. I think, yep, they're going to insist on running me over. They're not going to go around me. And now, easy enough, we'll just get in here and call Lester. It is that easy. Because this mission was from a time period of this game where you were allowed to use Lester during the mission. There we go. And we're done. Whoops, I can turn the sirens off on this thing. So yeah, that's one thing about the newer missions. A lot of the newer missions anymore, Lester is disabled and you're not able to call Lester, which is annoying. And I don't see the reason for removing it either. It's like that was the whole point of having a special ability so that you could do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Cops should never be... Well, I take that back. I won't say they should never be, but in missions where the cops aren't even the main thing anyway, where they're not like a big part of it, there's no reason to have Lester disabled. Like nope, you can't lose your wanted level. You just have to wait it out. It's at that point, it's nothing but a time sink at that point. Like they're obviously doing it just to make you take longer in the mission, so you can't finish the mission as quickly. That's like literally the only reason for it. Because a lot of those missions, these newer ones, it's not like the cops are even a major part of it. It's just they're kind of incidental. You know, yeah, you get a wanted level during this nightclub popularity mission, but it's only a 2-star and it's not a big deal. Oh, no, but you can't call Lester. You have to wait it out. Well, okay, well, that's dumb. That is one thing I like about the older missions, is Lester is active and available, and he should be. I mean, why have it in the game if you're not going to make it available? Anyway. Typical Rockstar stuff. So, oh. I'm an idiot. I said I would do logistics. Except I just sold logistics, my 80 crates, so I can't sell out of this warehouse again for like another 20. Oh my. Okay, I didn't think that through very well at all. My bad. Well, that's fine. We'll get it later. We'll go sell Darnell Brothers instead. Hey, Flips, how you doing, buddy? How you been? Gonna call for my Mark II, and I'm gonna get this cash deposited. Actually, I got distracted by that special item, man. So okay, we are at 903.5 million, and we are going to definitely be hitting that $1 billion in the next few weeks here. And the grind will finally be done with. Like I said, I'll probably grind another 100 or 200 million above it, just so that I can stay at the billion mark, even when I'm like buying stuff. But for all intents and purposes, it'll be over. Okay, just recovered from a horrible flu 4 or 5 days ago. Oh, well, I feel you on that. I don't know if you saw any of my streams from last month, but well, actually, most of November there were no streams. Actually, right around Halloween, I came down with a pretty bad case of bronchitis and even a touch of pneumonia, and it knocked me out for a couple weeks. I couldn't even stream or do anything. So, man, I feel you on that flu. That's terrible, just absolutely terrible. Yep. Yeah, not far at all, man. We're up over 900 million now, and I think it'll be done. I'm confident, you know, barring unforeseen circumstances, it'll be done by New Year. So in the next like 3 weeks, it'll be done, and I will have my billion. And I was saying earlier, once I do hit that milestone, I'm going to change up what I'm doing on YouTube a little bit and I'm going to start making the content I've been wanting to make for a while now. It's kind of funny. I started this $1 billion grind, and I'm not saying I'm unhappy with it. I'm fine with it. But it took a lot more time than I anticipated. And so I felt a lot of times, like when I wanted to like make recorded content, you know, specific videos about this or that, I felt like, no, I need to grind. I need to keep moving this money forward. It's going to take forever if we don't, you know. So I've really felt like kind of like pluses and minuses here. While the $1 billion grind was a great place to start for like YouTube and streaming and stuff like that, it's definitely something that takes a lot of time. And it's kept me from doing other things. So I am looking forward to that. Yeah, I noticed you were absent with bronchitis, your pet being sick. That was a bit overwhelming. Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. Actually, you know, I'm going to put my radar back on expanded now, since we're not in a plane anymore. Yeah, the dog thing, by the way, she just, man, she's a Shih Tzu, and Shih Tzus are prone to a condition called an inverted vulva. And what that basically means is she has some like extra skin kind of like down by her, like her lady parts, if you will. And the problem with that is when she urinates, those extra folds of skin will like hold a couple drops of urine in, and then it'll get infected and she'll get bacteria and she'll get UTIs. And so she was suffering from chronic UTIs. She would get one every couple months, and sometimes they were really bad. So the vet said they could correct this with a surgery called a vulvoplasty. And basically they get rid of some of that extra skin, and they pull it taut kind of the way it should be. And then she won't have those folds anymore, and now she will hopefully not get UTIs. So that's what that was about. But I will say, I feel like the vet kind of undersold us on the recovery process for that surgery. This dog needed to be watched 24/7 for 15 days straight. And I took time off of work. I spent some like 18-hour days watching this dog. And the reason you have to watch her is, you know, she doesn't understand that she can hurt herself while she's healing. And so she could do something as simple as scoot her butt across the carpet, you know, because her rear end isn't feeling right after surgery. And she could rip it open and ruin the whole thing and put herself in a lot of danger. So we had to be really careful with that. And then, of course, she had a cone on her head, so she couldn't even just scratch herself normally. She was a miserable dog for a while there. But thankfully, yeah, that is all over with. And she's pretty much back to normal at this point. She's very happy. And now, here's the main thing. We'll see moving forward. Hopefully she won't get UTIs anymore, or at least hopefully she won't get very many, like any more than any normal dog would. That's really the test, isn't it? I mean, that was the whole reason for it. So we'll see over time if it was worth it. If she still suffers from chronic UTIs, well, then it will not have been worth it. Not the money, not the pain, not the suffering, not the time. But, you know, you do the best you can for your pets. You make the decisions you hope are the right ones, and that's all you can do. So that's where we're at on that. You're right, though. That was a very big ordeal. It was much larger of an ordeal than I thought it would be. I was not prepared for it to be that, you know, intensive of watching her and taking care of her. So thankfully it all turned out well, or it seems to have, and she's healed up and doing good now. All right, well, okay, we got one down, and we got 2 to go on these. Got to the bottom of the root. Touch wood, it won't come back. Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That is the hope. That is very much the hope. Where is the other truck? There's 2 of them, actually. Ah, here they are. But once this grind is done, and I'm very confident I'll be getting it done, since, like I said, I've got... I've got the next couple of weeks. I work next week, but then after that, I've got the last couple of weeks of December off of work. So I am just going to be grinding my butt off in this game. And once that $1 billion mark is hit, like I said, I'll probably do another 100, 200 million just to keep myself, up above it and be able to buy stuff. And then I'm going to change my focus away from just a money grind to just more general fun content. You know what I mean? By the way, I think I forget, Flips. Are you on PlayStation? I want to say you are. I bought a PS5, or are you on PC? Maybe that was. Yeah, focus on anything in mind. I've got. Oh, you're on PS4 still. Okay. Well, I was going to say I bought a PS5 because I'm playing this right now. This is on Xbox Series X, expanded and enhanced. But I did buy a PS5 over Black Friday. Don't have a lot of use for it yet, but that's, again, like I say, I'm planning more content down the road. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do on PS5. I'm not going to play this game. I have bought this game. I was talking about this actually on Monday's stream. I bought this game for PS3. I bought this game for PC. I bought this game for PS4. When I first got my Xbox Series X, Expanded and Enhanced wasn't out yet, so I bought the Xbox One version so I could play it on this console. And then Expanded and Enhanced came out, and I bought that. So, man, PS3, PS4, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Expanded and Enhanced. I've bought this game like 5 times. I am not buying it a 6th time. And I looked online in the PlayStation Store, and they want $40 for it, man. I'm not paying $40 for this game again, man. I'm sorry. Maybe if they put it on sale, if they put it on sale for free, I'll probably grab it. But maybe for $10 or something. But I am not spending $40 for this, for the 6th time on this game. It's just unreal that they're still trying to sell it this long afterwards. But anyway, enough about that rant. But there are some games that I'll probably make some content on. I'm thinking oh, okay, lucky man, just get a hold of a PS5. So, you know what? 3 copies of GTA 5. Yeah, I'm even worse than you, man. I bought 5, like I said. It's funny you talk about the stock. That's actually the reason I bought it on Black Friday. Is it's been very hard to get here too, honestly. I mean, it really wasn't that easy in general. I've tried on PS5 drops in the past, and I wasn't able to get one. Even when I got it in my cart and was ready to pay for it, suddenly it would error out and say, no, we're sorry, it's not available anymore. Really hard to get a hold of them. And especially for me specifically, I wanted the digital version because I don't buy physical media anymore. On my PS4, I never bought one physical media game. I only ever downloaded my games. So to me, there's no point. I just want the digital version. That one is even harder to get than the normal PS5. The PS5 digital version is even harder. It's in lower quantities, and they go a lot quicker. So what stunned me over Black Friday was I looked online, and my local Target had 3 of the digital editions in stock. Now, it was the God of War, Ragnarok, whatever, special edition, so it comes with that game, so it was a little bit more. But they had 3 of them in stock. Now, when I saw that, I didn't really believe it. I was like, yeah, right. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. So I logged in, and I went ahead and I bought it. And I was expecting to get an email saying, we're sorry, this didn't go through. But instead, I got an email saying, hey, thanks for your order. We're getting it ready. And then I was still skeptical. I'm like, nah, they're not going to have it. But a little while later, they sent me an email saying, hey, your order's ready. Come pick it up. And lo and behold, I walked into Target and I walked out with a PS5 digital. So I'm as surprised as anybody that happened. But I wanted to get a hold of it while I could. Because, yeah, down the road, I don't know how available these things are going to be. And eventually I'm going to want to make some content, playing some of those games. Which, getting back to what we were talking about, the content I want to do after the $1 billion grind, One game I'd like to play that's only on PS5 is that oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on it. It's not Days Gone. It's something Western or something. It's it's I can't think of the title right now for some reason. I'm drawing a blank. I always do this on stream. I try to remember something and I can't think. But something West. Horizon Forbidden West. That's the game that I'm thinking of. I want to play Horizon Forbidden West, and that's only on, PlayStation platforms. So that'll probably be maybe one that I do some videos on. Again, not so much live streaming, but like recorded stuff with voiceovers, stuff like that. I have a lot of ideas for GTA vids I'd like to make. My God, there's so much content there. And now this is going to sound funny, but I'm a big fan. I still have my PS3, and I still play NCAA Football 14. And I like to do dynasty modes and stuff like that. There's a YouTuber, don't know if you're familiar with him or not, called Not the Expert. And he did a really cool series of football. And I'm talking American football, by the way, not soccer, which I know sometimes when you're talking with someone in the UK, we have that misunderstanding about what the sport is. But American football, which I think is more similar to your rugby, I think maybe. Anyways, there's a guy named Not the Expert who's done a really cool series of college football called the Pandas, or whatever his team was called, the UGA Pandas. And I'd like to do something like that, something in that vein. That was a very entertaining video, and it's a lot of fun, and football is always fun. And so, yeah, I have a number of different ideas of videos I want to make, series of videos I want to make, just single videos I want to make. And once I'm done with the $1 billion grind, that's where I will probably shift my focus. Not saying I'll never stream anymore, but it won't be a regular every Monday, every Friday thing. It'll be more focused on creating recorded content at that point. At least that's what I'd like to do moving forward. I only follow football like the Premier League. Or soccer, what you guys call it. Yeah, but anyway, those are some of the things I'd like to do. I actually had an idea also for a series. I've got Game Pass Ultra, which gets me games on my Xbox Series X and on my PC, actually, and a large variety of games available to me. I was thinking of making a video series called Exploring Game Pass, where maybe every couple weeks I try a different game and just kind of like rate, the pros and cons. Is the game worth it? And only the free games too, by the way, not games that you have to buy, but what's on Game Pass that's worth playing for free, that sort of thing. That's something I'd like to get into. Just a lot of ideas. We got one drop left here. Used to have the Game Pass back on Xbox One. Yeah, I feel like they've really expanded. Now, I've been disappointed. Like when Halo came out last year, I tried to get into it, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I think I don't like first-person shooters anymore, or maybe it's just that one. I don't know. I used to be a big fan of like Unreal Tournament and stuff back in the day on PC, but I think GTA has spoiled me for third-person view. We'll see. I know I did not care for the new Halo. Then again, it was pretty unpopular in general, wasn't it? I heard a lot of criticisms about it. I've seen a lot of videos slamming it. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you don't have an Xbox and if you're not going to play on PC, then there's no point in the Game Pass. Yeah, you're right about that. When I got this Xbox Series X, I actually prepaid for 3 years of Game Pass Ultimate, and it cost me less than $5 a month total. and I'm paid all the way through like August of 2024 or something like that. Yeah, I hear you. Billionaires, man. So let's sell this one too, actually. Man. I've still got a nightclub sale after this too. Oh, we're going back to the airport.
Sales on, but it's kind of complicated. You'll be dropping the goods at a few points around the city. Collect the cargo at LSIA and make this thing happen.
All right, so I think we got the Titan mission. Yeah, and he has been, Bill Gates has been one of the richest people for decades and decades and decades. I remember back in the 80s, he was considered very, very rich with Microsoft exploding. That was before Windows was even really a big thing. The world was DOS back then. I'm old, by the way. I was a teenager in the 80s. But I do remember when Microsoft came on the scene and turned, the IBM PC just turned everything around for computers. Before that, we were all playing on our Apple IIs and our TRS-80s and our Commodore 64s. Microsoft buys Sony. I don't think that would be approved. I think there'd be some legislative issues with that one. That talk about a monopoly. So we got 10 drops. I feel like PlayStation is still a lot bigger than Xbox, though. I know this generation Xbox is doing better than it did last. Okay, cool. So, all right, this is going to be the one where you just have to stay low, which means there's no enemies coming after me, which I think I prefer between the two of them. I can fly this plane low. I just... it's enemies that I don't like when I'm in this thing. Yeah, I think when you say really, I assume you're talking about... oh, yeah. Now, 2 generations ago, I would say not so much. Like Xbox 360 was definitely kind of the more dominant over the PS3. Although near the end of that generation, they started to kind of like level out with each other. But I would say that, oh, I got to get down. Man. Well, I'm going to have to fly so low in here, man. This is, maybe I don't need to be in the city. Maybe the drops are all past the city, hopefully. Because, man, I can't fly like lower than the buildings. That's going to be a little insane. Anyways, Xbox 360 was definitely like the more popular console in that generation. But last generation, the PS4 totally outsold the Xbox One, I think. That was my impression anyway. In fact, it got so bad that Microsoft wasn't even releasing the sales numbers of Xbox One after a while. They wouldn't even tell them they wouldn't even say how many they sold. Because the numbers were so bad compared to PS4. PS4 just absolutely dominated. And so I think in this generation, with PS5 and Xbox Series, I feel like Xbox has started to come back, and they have definitely gained some ground again. But I think that Sony still has the overall advantage still right now. I don't think that the Xbox Series X numbers have been as high as the PS5 numbers. I don't think. But they're definitely a lot closer than Xbox One was to PS4. PS4 just absolutely dominated Xbox One. No question about that at all. Outsold it like crazy. And by the way, I'm not saying, oh man, okay, these are going to give me some trouble, aren't they? Yeah. Well, look at this. Isn't this fun? Gotta try to avoid those things. Alright, well, that was fun. Where is this drop? Is it over by the seashore, I think? So I like the X Slim because of how slick the console is. Yeah, I agree. Now, I will say this. Do not crash. Yeah, sometimes you can't help it, man. This is a challenging mission. If I do crash, I'll just laugh. I'm over 900 million anyway. Oh, there's one up here too, isn't there? Okay, I better go knock this one out while I'm out here. You know what sucks about crate missions too is you have to do all 10. You have to successfully drop all 10 of these or you lose everything. Like even if I drop 9 of them and then I crash or something, I get no credit, which is so hard. Yeah, no, well, you know what? I messed this exact mission up just last week. I didn't realize which one it was at first, and I had the large radar up, and obviously you need the small radar for this so that you can see your altitude bar, the altimeter over in the radar down in the lower left there. And I went to try to switch my view over to the small radar for it, and I accidentally hit Y. And I exited the plane midair. And then I'm like, no, because I wasn't that high in the air. I tried to jump sessions to avoid the loss, but I wasn't fast enough. And yeah, I lost the plane. I lost 1.5 million. So that was just last week, actually. I was not streaming when I did it. I was playing on my own. But yeah, it happens. It does happen. I panicked and I hit the wrong button. I will say that of the plane missions, this is one of the more challenging ones, just because, having to fly low like this and having the trees and stuff, and then having to make like this tight turn in these mountains. It is challenging. It's absolutely challenging. No question about it. Like, I sometimes feel like you can't get that low with you're going to crash if you do. And then you have to, if you get a wanted level, you're going to have to, go lose it and then kind of like reposition yourself and make another pass. But here's the good news about it. And this is what I tell everyone about this mission. Remember, you have a half hour to complete it. It's not a race. You've got forever to complete this thing. So there's no reason to rush. You take your time. Man, I kind of expect the radar thing to come up for me here. We're in very high ground. How am I over the radar? Okay. There we go. Man, look at this thing. All right, there we go. I'm like barely going to make it over this ridge. But I always tell everyone on this mission to take their time, not to worry. You don't have to rush it. You don't need to finish it fast. You've got a half hour. I got to be careful of these trees here. Man. Okay, hopefully I can get this dropped before. All right, now I can get low over the sea for the last drop. There we go. Final pass. Final pass. I'm surprised I didn't get a wanted level. I was like above the radar for quite a while there. I saw the smoke of this one earlier. There it is. Oh, it's the altruist camp up here. Here we go. All right. Yay! We got it. For me, I used to have the hotspot screen on show. Whether I get the odd griefer here and there, I close it in time. You're right. You can take your time. You literally get given 30 minutes at the start. Yeah, you have forever to finish this thing, so there's no reason to rush it at all. And so I always tell people when they are doing this one, the most important thing you can do is take your time and don't rush it, because you have forever. In fact, I'm gonna bail out of this thing. Is it going to give me my parachute? Okay. All right. We're going to parachute onto the train. Can we do it? We're not at a good angle here. Hey, there we go. Pro, man. Pro. All right. I don't really want to be on the train. I'm going to call for my oppressor in a moment here. Oh, yeah. The biker missions, man, I won't even do them. I don't do bike sale missions, ever. I don't care if they're on triple money. I probably wouldn't do it. Just because it's so horribly done. You know, the worst part about those missions is those vehicles and the lack of logic in it, which is, I've got all these awesome vehicles that I've spent all these millions of dollars on. Why the hell can't I use them for my sell missions? Why am I forced into these horrifically slow, poor performing vehicles? And then to think that up until recently, they forced you to do it in public lobbies too, while making you absolutely helpless to the other players. It's ridiculous. That's why I never felt bad about doing solo public lobbies. I would set up my firewall in front of my Xbox to block ports from other Xboxes, so that nobody could join my session, and I would have a public lobby to myself, and that's how I would grind. Now, obviously, they've changed that now. You can do it in invite-only lobbies now. But, man, you know, just the fact that they force you into those helpless vehicles, and then they make you do it in a lobby with other people who have jets and Mark IIs, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so unbalanced. It was the most unbalanced gameplay I've ever seen in my life. It's just stupid. So I'm glad they finally did change that, though. I'm glad they finally allowed the invite-only lobbies for business sale missions and sourcing missions and all that. It should have been that way from the beginning. It should have never been the unbalanced piece of crap that it was to start with. Are good in a way because you can just arrive and pay the supplies and see those pass grow in stock. Yeah, the deliveries are just horrible. And honestly, the logic that you're talking about, it's the same as the bunker mission, but look how much better the bunker is set up, especially for a solo grinder like me. Like, I like the bunker. I like the bunker because you can buy 1 bar of supplies for $75K, and the product that you'll develop will only be 1 vehicle. And so that's perfect for a solo grinder. Okay, so I got my special item. Okay, now I can sell again. Confirm. Watch it be a plane mission again. Yeah, so bunker was done really well for the solo grinder. Oh, it's boat. Nice. And then, of course, Nightclub was the ultimate solo grinder business, because even if you get full product all the way up to 2 million or however much it is when you're full, there's only ever a single vehicle for Nightclub sales, which is awesome. Which, by the way, reminds me, I have a Nightclub sale to do. So, and I think I did my bunker sale after Cayo already earlier. So we'll get this special item out of here. Yeah, definitely. Oh, look, there's no one guarding it. So that means they're going to come after me in jet skis, which is fine. Those jet skis are pretty, okay, I need to return this thing before it blows up. There we go. Jet skis are pretty impotent, so. But yeah, I only ever do one supply bar of bunker, and I only ever get one vehicle. Now, in biker, you know, you do 1 supply bar, depending on the business, you do 1 supply bar, and you often get 2 vehicles, or, you know, even 3 in certain circumstances. You do 1 supply bar of the of the marijuana business, of the weed business, and you can get 3 post-op trucks, and you're never going to do that solo. You'll never be able to finish it in time, even with a half hour. Get 2 vehicles delivered in 50 minutes tops, as well as taking shortcuts. Yeah. I like to use the post-op truck mission as kind of like the bar for that. And what I mean by that is I can do 2 post-ops in a 30-minute mission. Hey, here come the jet skis, by the way. I can do 2 post-op I can deliver 2 post-ops inside of 30 minutes. I cannot do 3. I just can't finish it that quick. And that's, doing the best I can, taking shortcuts and stuff. Maybe there are people who can pull it off, but it's hard. And that's why I never liked the MC businesses, because they're not very solo friendly. They really aren't. Now, sometimes you do get like the slam van, which is just 1 vehicle. And obviously that's easy to do. Sometimes you get the motorcycles, even if you get 3 of them. I can do that in a half hour. I can do the buzzards. I can do the seaplanes. I can do all those. This is funny, but the garbage trucks are actually surprisingly quick and agile for their size. I'm not saying they're like a supercar, but they're way better than the post-op trucks. And I can do the garbage trucks pretty easily too. But man, those post-op, just horrible. I don't know who the hell wrote that mission, but they need to be flogged. Rockstar. All right. Well, I got the special item sold. I'm glad that's not glitched out anymore. You go up the... Yeah. And I won't do that, by the way. You're right about it wants you to go over the mountains. I drive the post-op truck around on the main roads. And even though it's a longer distance, it does it way quicker because you're not grinding down to like 1 mile an hour on the hill. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, either that one or I'll take Highway 68 out to the other side. Yeah, and I'll take the highway down the other side too. It kind of depends because sometimes there's a couple drops on the other side away from Madrazo's ranch. And so I'll go that way to get those out of the way too. So, but yeah, either I'll go around by Madrazo's ranch or I'll go around, Highway 68 out to the coastal highway and take that coastal highway down. Yeah, I will not drive post-op trucks through the hills. I mean, come on. Do you know, I don't know if you know this or not, if you watch the Professional ever, one of the things he revealed, because he was kind of the master of all these businesses, he revealed that you can actually drive the post-op truck in reverse up the hill more quickly than it will go forward. If you put it in reverse and go backwards up the hill, it'll actually go faster than trying to drive forward up the hill. So, which was kind of funny. Kind of a funny trick there, but it's still obviously faster to go around the mountains. Yes, definitely. Definitely don't drive through the hills on that thing. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And all right, so we've got a nightclub still, and I've got a lot of cash, don't I? And I want to clear these messages out too. Securo serve. Hello, Simeon. Yeah, he really seems to like them. I just maybe because he likes to play with groups, you know what I mean? And I will say the biker businesses are, well, you're supposed to be a bike gang with multiple people is the idea. So they're definitely more conducive to like group selling. But if you're solo grinding like me, it's just not as good of a thing. He's also good at PvP, so he has no trouble like in a lobby with other people. Me, I'm freaking terrible at PvP. I get my arse handed to me every single time. So I have to kind of avoid other people. All right, so what do we got for product here? Yeah, still not full, but I'm going to go ahead and sell it anyway, just to so I can say I checked all my boxes for today.
Great. I'm going to help you sell some of this stuff.
Why am I getting on my Mark II? So this is one of the quicker missions. It's only 10 minutes. If Tony calls me and says someone got wind of these sales and they're coming after you, that's actually good news, because that means it's a real easy mission.
So, someone's got word about this little delivery. Look out for these assholes.
Cool. Well, this is like the easiest version. This is the easiest nightclub cell mission there is, I think. There'll be some guys coming after me in cars, but they're very impotent. They can't do anything. I'm going to jump over here. There we go. Professional isn't the best at PvP. He may know how to defend, because he's starting with his own crew. The professional isn't good at PvP to anti-grief players. He's better than I am. I'm thinking specifically of that video where that guy kept like teleporting in front of him, and he kept killing that guy over and over again. He was pretty good. He's also pretty good in a plane, I feel like. And again, okay, he's not Joker for life, obviously. He, you know, he of course is anybody. But he's a lot better at it. He's a lot better at PvP than I am. Let's just put it that way. I just can't seem to aim, or can't seem to get a shot on. If I get into a fight with somebody, I will usually take the L like over and over and over again. One guy in a jet was griefing me one time. I'm not kidding you. Before I could finally jump out of that session, he had me like 28-0, and I couldn't get away from him, man. I couldn't shake him. He was pretty good in the jet, I guess, but he hates people who do PvP, but I would say he gets confused with tryhards and griefers. Those two are completely different. Yeah, that's true too. There's nothing wrong with PvPing. I have no issue with it. I don't even really have a lot of problem with griefers, especially now that you can do this stuff in an invite-only session. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I will say anyone who gets griefed doing business sales today, I don't have a lot of sympathy for, because why aren't you doing it? You know, if you're not able to defend yourself, then why aren't you doing it in an invite-only lobby, since you have that option now? And if the reason is because you wanted that like full lobby bonus or something, well, okay, fine, but that comes at a risk, man. So I have a lot less sympathy today now with the way things are now than I used to. Recently retired because I'm using God mode. Yeah, I've run into that too, just as recently, and on this platform. Because we all know PC is trash. We there's no such thing as a PC lobby without modders in it. That doesn't exist. But I used to think that the consoles, were at least kind of more, cheater free. But recently, even here on Xbox, Series X, in the expanded and enhanced version, just in the last couple months, I've run into people who were God mode. I've run into people who were off the radar permanently. You couldn't see them coming, and they kept on, harassing me. So, and I understand. I don't think that those are modders, by the way. I think that on console, it's not so much that they have a mod menu as there's glitches in the game that you can do just straight up that give you these things. Look how far away this thing spawned from me. What the hell, Rockstar? Come on. My Mark II spawned like half a mile away on the highway. I don't understand why that does that. Anyways, yeah, a lot of glitching going in. As a matter of fact, one of my few non-stream videos, by the way, I've got a video up on my channel called thanking for 100 subscribers, by the way. It was my 100 subscriber thank you video. If you watch that video, I chose that footage specifically because it showed someone glitching. There was a guy on a motorcycle who was coming after me and blowing me up while I was just driving around, kind of minding my own business. I wasn't even in a fancy car. I was like in a shyster Fuselage driving around, and this guy decided to start coming after me. And if you watch my thank you for 100 subscribers video, you'll see near the end, I kill the guy. He's flying up on me. He's got a sticky bomb in hand. I start unloading on him with my assault shotgun, and I blow up the sticky bomb in his hand, which blows up his bike and sends him flying. Doesn't kill him. And it doesn't kill him because he's in God mode. So if you watch that video, that was, you know, on this platform. And you're right, man. God mode and off radar glitch and stuff is just insane. There's no point in fighting PvP in this game with people who are going to do that crap, because it's just, you know, there's no point. They're not even really fighting. They're just cheating. But now people who want a PvP, who enjoy, you know, the challenge of actual, you know, true PvP, I got no problem with that. That's fine. The worst types of GTA PvP players: the griefers or glitches who use God mode, abuse the overpowered Mark II, people who play free aim. I play free aim. What's the funny part of free aim? By the way, I probably shouldn't play free aim because I'm so horrible at aiming, but I do play free aim. I actually don't like assisted aim. It screws up on me all the time. It always seems to target the wrong thing. This guy's still in here, I wonder. Nope, he's gone. Crap. So I lost my Marcel mission when I didn't do it earlier. Oh well. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that. So I think what I'll have to do, since I don't have a Marcel mission available to me, is I'll have to call Tony. Use it against players who use free aim, and it's broken. Yeah, I actually have heard about that. I don't know if, you know, I don't really even know if I could tell. I just feel like everyone's better at aiming than me anyway. So if they have like some assisted stuff, I guess it is what it is. And I got 100 grand. I'm going to deposit that real quick. Probably should have waited for Tony's call. Oh well. He'll call when I get back out. All right. So sweet. This is actually one of the newer ones. It's pretty easy. Oh, well, thank you, sir. I am dedicated to legit free aim, although I will admit that I'm not very good at it. And I probably shouldn't be in free aim because I am such a terrible aimer. But like I said, if I try assisted aim, I'm going to kill the paparazzi first, and then I'm going to go to the apartment. Got him. Okay. If I try assisted aim, I can never seem to lock onto the right target. Like I want to aim at this person. I'll pull the thing to aim, and it'll aim at someone totally different, and I can't seem to get it to aim where I want it to when it's unassisted. I've had a lot of trouble with that, which is why I've never played an assisted aim. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I rarely play an assisted aim, and it's not my first choice. Well, I'm going to go to the smaller radar because I got through here without getting seen by the camera, so I may as well try to get out of here without being seen too, and not bother waiting for the cops. This is another one of those missions where what I was talking about earlier with Lester not being available anymore. So, you know, if I get seen by this camera, I'm gonna get like a 2-star wanted level, and you cannot call Lester to get rid of it, which is annoying because the cops aren't even really a major part of this this mission. I tried frame lobbies and experiment one time. I got myself somehow on a 3 versus 1.
Hey, code red.
Just try to run me over in a free aim lobby. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Change my radar back to expanded. There we go. On a 3 versus 1. Yeah. I don't really PvP much anyway. If I do, it's just for the lols. Because I know I'm gonna get my butt handed to me when I do it. So I might do it sometimes for fun, but in general, I have to concede that I'm not very good at it. I'm much better at PvE. Yeah, you're right about that. And as a matter of fact, I'm glad they got rid of, speaking of playing like a rat, I'm glad they got rid of KD, finally. I never understood people who were so obsessed with KD that they would EWO when you were going to kill them. And that always blew my mind too, because it's like, if you EWO, man, I'm sorry. You lost. I don't care what the KD says. If you EWO'd, you lost the fight. It is that simple. You took an L. And I never understood people who would be really, really crazy about that and they would EWO. And you'll see this a lot if you watch Joker for Life videos. And he is so fun to watch on that Mark 1, on that Oppressor Mark 1. People would EWO constantly with him because they knew he was going to kill him over and over. They couldn't do anything. You should go watch. You should go watch some of his videos, man. It's unreal the way he can do. Whoops, hold on. Tony, go away. It is unreal the way he can fly that Oppressor Mark 1. He is so good on that thing. He really, really is. You know, when he says he's the Mark 1 king, or, you know, the best Mark 1 player, I think he is. I think he really is. I mean, I realize he says that tongue in cheek, but I think he might legitimately be. I don't know anyone who can beat him in a Mark 1 fight. Oh, did he come into one of your live streams? That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I would believe you. I saw him come into a professional, one of the professionals' live streams last month. He came in. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. He's pretty funny, man. He's I like the way he talks too. Like when he starts doing kind of his Joker voice. You'll notice sometimes he lapses. He'll lose like the Joker voice and he'll just talk in like in his normal. I don't know if he's Australian or if he's British or what, but he'll kind of lapse into his regular accent, and then he'll get back into the Joker voice again. But when he's doing the Joker voice and is laughing and stuff, it's freaking hilarious. Very entertaining stuff. But most of all, his gameplay, just the stuff he does on that Mark 1 is very, very impressive. This is in one of my streams titles where I would troll tryhards while streaming. Not sure what ethnicity is. Yeah, I don't know. He's something over there across the pond. He's not American, I'll tell you that. But I don't know which pond he's across, Atlantic or Pacific. But anyways, well, guys, I'm actually going to wrap this stream up here at this point. We are at, look at this, man, 907 million. And in another couple hours, I'll have Cayo available again. So I'll get past 910 million tonight, which is nice. And then we're on the way to the billion, and I think we'll reach that in the next couple of weeks, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And then at that point, I will be wrapping up the $1 billion grinds at that point, and switching my focus into the recorded content, like we were talking about, with maybe a focus on even maybe some other games too, in addition to GTA. But yeah, well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging with me. And yeah, we'll absolutely get there. I mean, heck, we're only 90 million away now. 90 million is nothing. I could do that this week if I wanted to push hard. But I think wait till I get on vacation. So you too, sir. You too, sir. I appreciate it, man. So I'm going to wrap it up here, everybody. Everyone take care. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great game.